Markets with David Modell.
Welcome to Looking at the Markets with David Modell. My very special guest today is Mr. Jeff Swinoga, the CEO of First Mining Gold Corp. Mr. Swinoga has over 25 years of experience in the mining and finance industries. He has worked on numerous projects in many countries, and he has worked for mid-tier to large mining companies. First of all, let me welcome you, Mr. Swinoga, to the program. Thank you for coming on, sir.
Thanks, David. It's a pleasure to be on. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate it as well. Just a little bit of background information. First Mining Gold Corp is available for investors, and you're going to want to visit the website. That is firstmininggold.com. And the stock ticker information is that on the TSX Toronto Stock Exchange, it is stock ticker symbol FF. And in the United States, on the over-the-counter markets, it is FFMGF. And by the way, we have a free report that I want everybody to check out, and all these links are in the description below this video. We have a report out at portfoliowealthglobal.com/gold2000. That's /gold2000. This is a report that is the most comprehensive research online on this company that I have encountered, and it's free and it covers the company in depth, more even than this interview possibly could. So please check that out. All right, so let's get into it, Mr. Swinoga. We have Jeff Gundlach, who manages $100 billion at Double Line Capital, making presentations about the technical analysis for gold, being that it's due for a $1,000 breakout. Wow, that would put the price at over $2,300. What will that do for the industry?
It would be, David, there's a lot of positives happening right now for the gold price. So I certainly agree that gold's moving in the right direction. We've seen that recently with some of the geopolitical risks that has happened. We've also we've seen some of the large major gold companies, their mine supply has been decreasing. They're having to venture into strange parts of the world and more challenging parts of the world to get access to more gold production. So we're in a situation where we've got depleting supply. We've got good demand fundamentals. I mean, central banks like China and Russia have been buying up gold, very good retail demand. A lot of millennials and others are buying gold. I've seen the numbers in China are actually going up, which is quite good. So, and the inflation environment in the U.S. is also happening. So there's some very good fundamentals that are pushing the price of gold higher, and I believe it's got a very positive trend. What it will be for the sector, I think it's very positive. There's been a lack of investment, a lack of exploration dollars going into the ground. Gold is a very scarce metal. There's not much of it around. People think it's everywhere, but they see it on rings and so forth. But if you put all the gold in the world into a block, it would probably fill an Olympic-sized swimming pool. So it's a very scarce metal and very difficult to find. And so I think it'd be very good for the whole mining sector if the price did rise and actually more investment dollars went into the ground.
Absolutely. Now, I know, according to the company's presentation, that your Tier 1 assets are in Canada. Now, what can happen when assets are not in safe jurisdictions? How friendly is Ontario to mining?
Ontario is a great place to do mining. 4 of our Tier 1 properties, as you mentioned, David, are in Ontario. If other parts of the world, again, there are greater challenges. There are situations where the legal environment, the framework is not set up properly, where when you're investing into a mine, you're investing long term. And so it's very important to have a stable framework and a stable legal system in order to invest those hard-earned long-term dollars. Ontario, we've been mining in Ontario, has been there for decades and centuries even. So very happy about being in Ontario. We're in a situation where we can bring a lot of prosperity to the north. We're looking to work in a holistic approach with all the local communities up there. I think investors are well served to be in an area, a geopolitical safe jurisdiction like Ontario. So we're very pleased.
Now, who makes up the First Mining Gold team?
Oh, we've got a very good team. Let me start with our chairman, Keith Neumeyer, a tremendous individual. He's a company builder. He founded First Quantum. He's a CEO of First Majestic Silver, and he's also the chairman, as I mentioned, of First Mining Gold. Again, he's like a mentor. I'm extremely happy to be working with a person of that caliber. The rest, the management team, we've got a great COO, Chris Osterman, PhD in geology, a number of years of finding gold, advancing projects. He's assisted by Bill Tanaka. He's our VP of Technical Services. Again, decades of working on resource estimates and areas of how to advance projects. We've got a great team in our CFO and Chief Legal and IR. And then we've got the people up in Ontario. I mean, we've got guys they've got combined 4 people, 30 plus years of experience each, over 130 years of experience, again, advancing projects. They know the landscape, they know the people. We're building a very positive culture, a culture that's built on values. And these values will be used to help build long-term trust with local communities and Indigenous people in and around our projects. We're also going to use the values-based culture in our decision-making as well as our communication strategy. So we've got a great culture, a great team, and a great chairman.
Sounds like an amazing team, and I do understand that Keith Neumeyer is a recognized leader in the industry, so that's fantastic. Now let's talk about the upcoming milestones and news releases. What can you tell me about that?
Well, we've been doing a lot of work. It's only been about 3 months for me in the seat, and we've been doing a lot of work internally to kind of build intrinsic value long term. So in terms of news flow going forward, we're finishing off the Goldland drilling. So we'll have a news release on those drill results. We'll be following that up with potentially a resource estimate later on. At Springpole, we're going to press release the coffer dam drilling. Those are the dams that we contemplated within the preliminary economic assessment, the $800 million MPV assessment. So that will be coming out shortly. We'll also be talking about kicking off the provincial environmental process. We've already talked about how the federal process was initiated a couple months ago, and then hopefully we're talking about the provincial one kicking off. And then another aspect of that is the federal guidelines that will be coming out shortly, and that'll create a roadmap about how to go through the environmental assessment and permitting process for Springpole. Springpole's got just under 5 million ounces up in Ontario, so we're very excited about hitting all those initiatives, checking all the boxes, and getting it further advanced.
Sounds exciting. Now, just a general question. Is mining a good business if you know what you're doing?
Absolutely. I've worked on, as you mentioned, the opening, a number of projects around the world, different jurisdictions, and a lot of challenges on many different fronts. And having a good team is extremely important. Creating focus, purpose-led, values-based culture, all those things are necessary. Having a very cohesive team is extremely important. And also how we approach doing mining and how we treat people around the mine sites. I mean, that's the way our values have to be seen and observable to the people around us. So it's very important. So I think mining companies have recognized and are doing it better than they ever have been before by looking at a holistic approach to mining. It's not just a technical challenge, and our mines aren't technically challenged, but it's the people, it's the social aspect of it. It's how to bring people together, how to bring economic benefits to local communities, and our approach to environmental practices are very important. So I think mining is a tremendous sector to be in. I think we're improving all the time, and it's great.
Yeah, I totally agree. Now, we're going to get a little personal here. Do you yourself own physical gold?
Yes. Yeah. In fact, I started buying gold back in 1998. And I guess I'm a bit of a contrarian because back in 1998, I joined Barrick Gold, and gold was about $280 or $260 an ounce. And people were saying, "You're crazy. Why would you join a mining company when gold's at one of its lowest values ever?" Right? I mean, in recent history. And so I'm a bit of a contrarian. Best time to join a company or get into a commodity when it's at its lows, not when it's at its highs, right? So I started buying gold back then. I joined the company. I got involved in projects, and I've been buying gold ever since. And I think it's great for long-term value. I think it's a great hedge against currency deflation or currency inflation. So, and I think the positives and the fundamentals going forward are great. So I'm going to continue to buy.
So now I wanted to ask a few questions about First Mining Gold Corp in particular, and for investors, if they want to get involved on the TSX, that's the Toronto Stock Exchange, the ticker symbol is FF. And in the United States markets on the OTCQX, the ticker symbol is FFMGF. So 3 years ago, the share price of First Mining Gold Corp was around 40 cents, and that's in Canadian dollars. Today, it's back around 44 cents, so the price is pretty similar. So what has changed in terms of value?
Well, David, a lot has changed. Over the past 3 years, Keith Neumeyer and the team have done an amazing job of accumulating 25 properties over the last 3 years. And these this has been a great experience in the sense that it's building a foundation for growth. Okay, so being in mining-friendly jurisdictions, being able to advance these type of projects at this stage, and with the rising gold environment, Keith did a great job of accumulating these properties when gold was low, basically around $1,100 per ounce and lower. So now being over $1,300 an ounce, and giving us the runway in order to start advancing these projects and create intrinsic value for shareholders is been again a tremendous experience.
Sure. Now, could you explain the economic benefits of Springpole to investors?
Oh, sure. Yeah, Springpole is again our largest asset. It's in Ontario, just under 5 million ounces of gold. We just came out with the preliminary economic assessment, which shows a net present value of $800 million US. After tax, and an IRR of 26% after tax as well. So a 12-year mine life, roughly 300,000 ounces per year of gold equivalent ounces. It's got very attractive cash costs, just above $600, and then all-in sustaining costs at just over almost $700 an ounce. So it's a great asset. It's robust as well at lower gold prices. The IRR holds in quite well. It's a very scarce asset too when you think of it. Potential to have a 300,000 ounce producer in Ontario. There's not many of those around. It's one of the largest undeveloped gold assets or gold properties in Canada, if not the world. So we're very pleased to have it in the portfolio. We're excited about it. We're excited about advancing it, and the economics are very, very attractive.
Great. Now, another general question, if I may. Do you think management should invest in the company that they're managing?
Yeah, absolutely. For example, I'm investing my first year salary into the shares of First Mining Gold. I've already bought over 140,000 shares. Looking to buy more, and these are attractive prices in my view. So I'm going to continue to buy, and Keith Neumeyer as well is buying alongside me. He actually bought more than me this year, so maybe I got to catch up. But it's I think management needs to demonstrate that they're aligned with shareholders, and they need to invest in the companies that they're managing. It just makes sense.
And it sounds like a vote of confidence to me in the stock and in the company itself. And we see, according to the company's presentation, that in terms of your peer comparison, you are 71% below the average in terms of enterprise value divided by ounces in the gold. What needs to change for the market to revert First Mining Gold to the mean, which isn't a small change either? It represents a 350% move to the upside. So what would need to happen?
Well, David, we're working on it right now. I mean, we've aligned the management team. We're a cohesive group. I already talked about that. We're going to show that we're going to be advancing these projects. You'll be watching and seeing the press releases that are coming out. It is going to take a little bit of time to advance these projects. I mean, Springpole being the largest, and we've got others like Golden, for example, we're doing drilling on, and we're going to show results soon. So it just takes a little bit of time to get these through. But the key thing is to get the work done internally, build the intrinsic value for shareholders, and then talk about it. So that's what we're doing. And we think that a hard intrinsic work that we're doing is going to translate into a higher share price for the benefit of shareholders.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like a great undervalued opportunity here for investors. I want people to check it out on their own, do your own research, do your due diligence. First of all, check out the report, the free report at portfoliowealthglobal.com/gold 2000. That's /gold 2000. And you could just click on the link in the description below this video to get there easily. This is a report that is the most comprehensive research online on this company that I've encountered. It's free. It covers the company in depth, more than even this interview possibly could. And while you're at it, check out the website firstmininggold.com. Learn all about the company. And because I believe in doing your research before you invest in anything, and I believe everybody needs to make their own decisions, but I'm bullish on this one. I think it's undervalued, and I see plenty of growth potential. So I've been speaking with Mr. Jeff Swinoga, the CEO of First Mining Gold Corp. Jeff, I've learned so much today. I'm excited about this opportunity, and thank you for coming on. I hope to have you again on soon.
Well, thanks a lot, David, and please watch our stock. We got lots going on.